Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bald and Bonkers Show. Join your hosts Christopher Mole and Dakota Franson as they take you on a wild ride through the world of the supernatural, with a humorous twist that'll have you laughing and shaking in your boots at the same time. From ghosts to aliens to cryptids, no topic is off limits on this show. And the best part? You don't have to be a believer to join in on the fun. So grab a drink, kick back, and tune in every weekend for new episodes. And if you want even more of the Bald and Bonkers experience, be sure to subscribe to our Patreon page for exclusive content you won't find anywhere else. Let's get weird. Oh, and for the whiners out there, viewer discretion is advised. There you go, you entitled pricks.
Well.
Oh my god, I just don't know. If I disappear tonight, ladies and gentlemen, Windows 11's acting weird tonight, and plus I think it's StreamYard. It's no recognising this is alive. It's no recognising it thinks I'm sleeping, so I've got to move the cursor every now and again. It was fine last night. It was absolutely fine.
Well, I don't know. Last night, I don't know. You were sending me SOSs because you had you had
women.
You
had
exactly who you are. You had an admirer, Chris.
Well, it could be worse.
I think she had a thing for you.
I don't know. But anyway, we know who you are. I know who your channel is, so I might be.
Yeah, we have all your information.
And I gave you a subscribe.
Yeah, you also got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher and I are both trained investigators. I actually spent a few years as a bounty hunter. We know how to track you down if you start stirring up some shit, and we have the names and addresses of quite a few of the most recent people that try stirring up shit with us.
I know.
So just a little friendly warning. So anyway, let's not give them any airtime because clearly they have self-confidence issues. Christopher, how the hell are you? I haven't really talked to you much all week.
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm sitting here eating. What are these? These are
eating on air. God.
What do you mean they're dextrous energy, man? They give me energy.
Yeah, you need something like that at your age.
I'm getting old now. I'll be 42 this year. 42?
You'll be the answer to the life and universe and everything.
I know. Just think about it in this sense. I'm closer to God than you are.
But I'm taller.
That's very true, but I'll probably get to see him before you. Then again, you could be away on holiday and you could be trampled to death by a herd of donkeys.
Yeah.
Then again, you could be away to that UFO. What's that UFO thing that you're going to? That alien thing?
Jessica.
What's it called? Come on. What's it called?
Galactic Spiritual Informers Connection.
The Galactic Spiritual Informers. I can see it now.
I think
he's on the dance
floor. I think you're just jealous. I'm going to go see Elena.
That's very, very, very true. But listen. He'll be on the dance floor. He'll be on the dance floor. He'll be out there striding his stuff, you know, be doing the Rocky Horror Show. He'll be jumping about, you know, doing his wee thing. And then he'll take a heart attack and drop down. And we'll miss him. You remember this, everybody. We will have a 1 minute silence for you.
Why are you trying to kill me off? I'm the one legally responsible for all this shit.
That's very true. So when we're going to Yellowstone?
I don't know. Sometime when the show finally gets canceled. So there'll be less witnesses. But anyway.
So what are we talking about tonight? What strange and unusual things is happening in the world tonight?
All sorts of strange things. But Christopher, I think before we really go into things, there's someone who had a very special day this week that I think we should give a shout out to.
And Gina, it's her birthday.
Not her. Okay, fine. Happy birthday, Adrian. No.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Emma from Sharon Rectory.
Oh, but that's right. It was
Yeah, she wedding. Got married this week.
I thought she was ready as a band.
No, she was with the guy for a long time. They finally just tied the knot.
My goodness. The wedding. Where's the wedding bells got to be ringing for you?
when all these psycho women quit trying to end up on Jerry Springer shows.
You're quite popular with the ladies in the UFO department. I've noticed that. You see this, all the older women have got a thing for them, you know.
Yeah, most of them don't even realize that they're older. Hell, you seen it with a couple of our guests on the show.
That's very
That
true.
was
That's
a couple of them was legitimately embarrassing.
I watched your live on Friday night, found it very interesting. With your big chalkboard thing up, and you were drawing away aliens and stuff like that. You know, and what I noticed, and I don't know what this is, everybody, but 99% of the people in that chat on Friday were women. I've noticed that. I was the only one there. I was Scotland. I'm like, hello.
And no one paid attention to you.
I know. Bloody terrible. Oh, did you watch
I
the show?
love how it's like trying to censor you right there.
I know. But here, did you watch my show on Wednesday night with Neil Story?
No.
What? You didn't watch my show on Wednesday night? That's terrible, ladies and gentlemen. You go and watch that and go to Scotland. But that was honestly, I'll tell you, he's an amazing guy. I have to advertise this book.
Yeah, he is.
This is one of his books. I got this in the day, right? This is the Little Book of Death, by Neil Story, right? And it was also on Bald and Bonkers. So if you want to find it, go to the Bald and Bonkers channel and watch it. But there's some really strange deaths in here. Like the guy.
Yeah, I know the one that overdosed on Viagra and his penis explode.
Yes. And there's my brother in the chat, Drew. Don't you be doing that. I know you're into things like that, so watch yourself there.
Well, what do you expect when the ladies keep lining up?
Where did you go? Are you saying that you better watch yourself, by the way, body ladies? By the way, you better watch. You don't take too many blue pills.
Hey, the small soldier gets tired, and I don't want to disappoint.
Well, there you go. You know, you'll just have to train it. Eye of the tiger. Eye of the tiger.
God, that just gave me some weird ass visuals.
It's not an open mic night tonight, Drew. I'm afraid it's not an open mic night tonight because we're talking about news from around the world. You know, I mean, that just sounds wrong. You're in training, like you're listening to Eye of the Tiger, getting ready in the morning. You know, you were on my show last night, Drew. This is podcast. You can't come on this show. Come on another night. We'll have a night. But anyway, Eye of the Tiger training. You're the man. You can do it. I can see you in the training.
Sausage lifting up.
The right hand. You just need to train your right hand.
Working on my kegels.
You know, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Does he need to train his right hand?
Oh God.
What?
Now my right hand's already sore enough as is.
See, you've been told about that. You've been told about that many a time. This is just spiraling slowly into madness, isn't it? This show.
Slowly, we've been mad since we started this shit. We've been mad since we started this shit.
That's what I need to stop eating the energy pills. They're off here, them. You know?
Sure. Energy pills. Keep telling the world that, Chris.
Anyway, right, let's get into some strange news. Did you see the article on the internet about now scientists are saying, right, that they found an object inside the moon? I sent that to you. What's your thoughts on it?
Yes, you did send that to me. Unfortunately, I have a pregnant sister who is damned and determined to stir up drama, so I did not manage to give a proper read-through. But we've always did speculate that something weird was been going on with the moon for a while, because something doesn't necessarily ring like a bell unless it was partially hollow.
Right. Say, for instance, that this, right, I was watching this the other night. I'm going to go about the flat earthers and stuff like that. Why?
Oh, God.
If it is an artificial, how did they get it there? Because it doesn't clearly have any engines, does it? Well, no, it doesn't, because obviously it's covered in like hundreds of silt and stuff. But where did all that silt come from? That's what I'm trying to say. Did they build like a thing out of metal, right? Then cover it in loads of dirt and then tow it to there and then just leave it?
No, you definitely have to wonder, because there's also the other theory that your head is the moon.
See, that's terrible, Drew. That's
So if we slap our heads together, are we mooning the audience?
Don't know. We'll try. Oh, okay.
Don't put your head through the wall there. But no, it goes
my next
to...
door neighbours, it's 4 foot thick, that solid stone.
No, it goes to show if there is a metal structure there, how to get there in the first place. Because there is that one theory that technically there is a second planet inside the Earth, and it's the one that collided with the Earth to create the moon.
Right. But did you know that there's actually, the Earth has 2 moons?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realise that, but the Earth, ladies and gentlemen, has 2 moons. There's actually an asteroid, it's not really an asteroid, they suspect it's a part of the moon that broke off a long, long time ago, and it's actually in an elliptical orbit. You can't see it, because it goes around the Earth, outside of the moon. But the Earth has actually got 2 moons. So, but here's the point, this is what I don't get, right? Say for instance, you know, that say that the moon is a ginormous space station of some kind, right? Why? What would be the purpose of it? Think about it. What would be the purpose of it? We've got say there's a society that lives in another Earth, right? Just say there's another Earth, right? And which there probably is, because the amount of science that's out there that says, what would be the point of having that? Do they use that as like a base of some kind? Because the sheer size of it's ridiculous, or is it there to control the tides? Or does it stay something else?
One of the theories that's out there is that the purpose of the moon helped mix the primordial soup that allowed for life to spring up on Earth. But then you also have to consider there's a point in time where there's several indigenous cultures who wrote about several thousand years.
Yep.
And the moon just suddenly appeared in the sky. Now, could that be a misinterpretation of the moon's usual cycles? Maybe. There could be some sort of tidal lock thing where the dark side of the moon was the only thing visible, and we clearly had no way of getting up there.
Right, I'm going to say this. There is something going on in space right now. There's definitely something going on in space now. I'll tell you, right, I've been watching these flat Earth videos, right? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but the Earth is a planet. We're on a ball. We're spinning around. We're around the sun, flying through space, right? That's the end of that. But I do think they've actually got to something here. I do think they've got to something. Have you seen the videos at the International Space Station lately? Right. There was it was the Chinese, and they were doing I think they were doing this talk, and there was another NASA official. Oh, there's that one off again. See that? That's weird, that.
Sure. Oh, your screen go dark again?
Aye, my screen went dark again because I wasn't moving the cursor. It must be something to do with the StreamYard, but never mind that. They were standing, right? They were standing. They were saying they were floating about. They had their hair floating about and all that in space. But when it went live, there was a glass of water sitting. An open glass of water. Now, don't get me wrong, they'll have water in space, but they'll have to keep them in wee bags, because if any of that water gets out, it's going to float away and stick to everything electrical and stuff. There was a glass with water there. I think they've been getting ready, drinking it, doing their stuff, and they're right, we're going live. They've sat it down, forgot to put it away. It's not just that. There's been a few times. There's been a few things with like blue screens and green screens, right? This is my honest opinion. And I believe there is an International Space Station up there, right? But I don't believe there's MD on it. because I think we've got technology that's far, far, far sophisticated than what we've got up there right now, right? And I mean like ships that carry hundreds of folk that can go anywhere, right? And I think it's there as an act. Think about it. Why put billions and billions of dollars into something like that, where you could put billions and billions of dollars into these spaceships that could travel to Mars in 5 minutes? Secret space program.
They had their own budgets.
What's your opinion on the space station? Aye, it's there. I know it's there because you can actually see it. But do you think there's anybody on board it right now, or do you think that they're doing something? They're doing something else with it.
What happened to the news about people happened to evacuate from the space station because shit was going wrong, but we
It
couldn't
just
get anybody?
disappeared.
Right?
And a week later, it was
Right?
It was fine again.
No, it was like, think about it. It was like everybody. There was like a whole, sci-fi, space survival thing going on, where they're trying to figure out ways to get everybody down because the space station was about to go faulty and all the life support systems were failing, and they only had like a couple weeks left. That's it's like that in itself is curious enough. Where did that all of a sudden disappear to?
Exactly.
I just thought of that. You know?
To be honest with you, see that International Space Station, I think it's an empty can floating in space. Honestly, I do. I do think it's an empty can floating in space because I think we've got more sophisticated technology. I think they're lying about what we've got and how we can travel. They're up to something, I will say that. The flat earth theory, I mean, is, oh my God. Don't get me started on that, man. I best just vide away for that. There's so much fake news out there about the flat earth. Oh, this is the ice wall, and it's black and white, and you can see everything's made out of cardboard. Yeah, I mean, it's... I'm not... What's your honest opinion? Come on, what is your honest opinion with the space station?
When it comes to the International Space Station, were regular operations going on at one point, and there's also been several times where feeds would cut off just not quick enough as something was showing up.
Yeah.
This has happened on multiple occasions, and there are staging crews. This has been found, and there have been people who came out and admitted to photoshopping images coming in from NASA tech before it was released to the public. There is something going on. Now, there's a bit of a debate, either that the censors are being lazy or they're purposely being lazy because they're trying to get NASA to fuck up and reveal that aliens are out there. There's so many different factors that play into this.
I just think there's more up there than what's going on. I just think I don't see the point of paying all the billions and billions of dollars for that up there and when they could be using it to build other things. I mean, I must admit, did you see the news about Elon Musk? That guy is, I don't know, there's just something not right about him. Did you not see what he's been doing there the last couple of weeks on Twitter?
Oh, what now?
I think he's deliberately doing this to piss off the flat earthers. He's like, he says my spaceship hit the dome. Did you see that?
Oh.
He deliberately said it, and then they're on the road like, it's coming it! It's coming it! And then he went like that. He showed a picture of this purple world, right, with moons and all that, 3 moons and all that. And he went, oh, that's my home planet.
You know he's not human, right? Well,
What do you mean? What does it look?
not
Modified.
Earth human.
So you're telling him he's not an Earth human. So where's the fair then?
Alpha Centauri.
So why mind my language? Why would he come here to help us?
Elon's one of ours.
How do you ken that he's an alien?
For someone who has a crush on Elena, you did not read through her books.
Oh, come on. That's terrible. That's terrible. Right.
Hey, I'm not judging.
It's
Elena's a fabulous woman, very intelligent. You know, I think you should try to hang out with more women like her than some of the other ones you've been hanging with.
Elena.
But,
If you're watching this, Elena, could you do me a special favor, Elena? See when Dakota comes to that event that you're holding, you're getting invited to. There's a song that he loves to dance to, and it's called "The Time Warp Again." Can you please get them to play?
Oh, you've got to come up with some new material, man.
Oh, come on. Well, there's Drew in the chat there. He's done the time warp. He's an expert on the time warp.
That doesn't surprise me one bit.
Let's do the time warp again.
That does not surprise me.
You have to. You can the moves. You jump to the left. You jump to the right. You do the pelvic thrust.
You know what I think? I think Chris likes to dress up.
How did you ken that? How did you ken? You've been watching me. You've been telling me that, spying me through my camera.
Visuals!
Visuals! See, I'll tell you something new. I think I'd make a good-looking woman.
Oh, God, the visuals of you in a leather gimp suit.
I think I'd look good as a woman. What do you think? I can change my name to Chrissy. Oh, hello, Mrs. Doubtfire. I can do them as Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh,
well, here. I have FaceApp on my phone. I could easily pull a picture of you off of Facebook, and we can see what happens as you as a chick.
Oh, dearie. The name's Mrs. Doubtfire, you know. I'm here tonight, and we're talking about aliens, the moon bases, and strange things, you know.
Oh.
And Dakota's playing with his phone again. Young man.
Well, you don't want to be seeing what I have on this phone.
What you've got in that phone would probably have to send a SWAT team round to take it away in a plastic bag. You know?
Oh, they know what I do.
Anyway, yeah, changing the subject. What do you think about the CEO of Google resigning over artificial intelligence, saying it's dangerous?
Yes, a gentleman referred to as the godfather of AI is starting to resign. That's concerning. Considering he would probably be one of the safest individuals if AI ever went rogue.
Well, this is the Guardian, and the man often touted the godfather of AI quit Google, citing concerns over the flood of misinformation and possible AI up in the job. I mean, he's saying that AI is taking over. I mean, you think about it, YouTube's run by AI. Twitter's nearly run by AI. Twitter's run by AI, innit? Everything now is run by AI.
Everything has some sort of AI to it.
See that Chat GBD thing? You know what I'm talking about with the AI?
Yeah, I've used it.
That's ridiculous how good it is.
Chris, I've used it to help. I've used it to help write things for the show.
It's Jesus and all that's holy. Have you seen what it can do?
Yeah, I've been playing with it ever since I found out it was free.
It's amazing. I think it's dangerous though, because
in the wrong hands, absolutely.
With that and then saying they wrote it.
People have already done that.
Have they? Who?
There have been college professors that have actually had to shut down classes because they realized more than half of their students use ChatGPT to write their essays. You know, I even showed my mother. She didn't believe me about how good this stuff was. She gave an example of write an essay on Christopher Columbus. I literally just typed that prompt in, and it just started going at it. This stuff is getting impressive. Combine ChatGPT with 11 Labs, the voice cloning one that I tried using you on, just to see how well it handles in Scottish accent.
I think I nearly broke that. I probably broke that one.
Oh no, it made you sound English.
Oh, jolly elbow, yes, the coronation, young man. Ooh, yes.
But hey, I played the recording that it made of you.
Did you?
I showed you
And
it.
I sound diabolical in it. I sound diabolical in it.
Yeah, you sound fucking posh as hell, man. My
Oh,
God.
hello. Oh, hello. Jolly elbow. Yeah. It's the coronation the day off. It's the coronation because the Grim Reaper was there. His big black cloak on.
Yeah. Yep. Grim
Had his
Reaper
sheath and all
was
that.
apparently at King Charles' coronation. So,
Yeah, it's
in
great.
case, hey, the way the world is nowadays, careful what you say. The king may be going soon. And then we'll have MI5, going on. It's like, we got to shut down Bald and Bonkers. Shut it down! Shut it down!
MI5, I think, looks after the royals, and that's MI6. It's like, what do you call it, spies?
Woo! We're going to meet Bond.
No, the name's Bond. James Bond. License, I don't know. You could be the next James Bond. We could dress you up. What do you think?
I would... Yeah, dude as big as me, that'd be almost as bad as trying to have there's gonna be people that are gonna try to say I'm being racist here, but trying to have a black Bond. It's like, I'm sorry, have you ever been to the UK and found a black person? They're there, but they stick out. What? No, I'm just saying, with like when people were trying to get like Idris Elba as James Bond. Now, granted, the man could probably do a pretty good job, but part of being a spy, you're supposed to be able to blend in, right?
You blend in.
Careful how you lead up on that, Chris.
We're in a kilt. Hello, I'm from Idaho, and I'm here. And my Scottish accent. Hello. What?
No, actually, if I sit around a certain accent for too long, my voice will start switching over right away, and everybody thinks I'm being an asshole.
I can do an American accent, but folks say it sounds awfully southern. Indeed, sir. Indeed.
You sound like a slaver.
There's no such thing anymore. I mean, you still get folks
bullshit.
Like that. No, in America, you don't still have the cotton plantations and all that kind of stuff. And folk
we do.
You don't. But you don't have them out picking the cotton.
It's called retail. It's called retail.
Oh, indeed, sir. That's the only one I can do. A Canadian, Yeah, kind of thing, eh?
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Boot. But we're going to get slammed for this. We're going to get a few thumbs down for this.
I know. We're just joking, y'all. You're just joking. Speaking of weird ass shit in America, did you hear about the 500 pounds of pasta just found out in the middle of the woods in New Jersey? I'm dead serious. Someone dumped 500 pounds of pasta out in the middle of the woods.
You'll need to get a spaghetti specialist on it to look at that.
Actually, and by the time I became aware of this particular news story, and I'm being serious, I'm dropping the link in the chat right now. Put it on screen for those who don't see the chat.
I'm clicking on it as we speak.
They believe that someone was cleaning out their mother's pantry. Their mother panic bought, or something like that. They believe that this person may have panic bought all the pasta just before the pandemic. Didn't eat it all, so it was starting to go to waste. They dumped it out in the middle of the woods. And the rain started to actually hydrate it, like you would when you normally would cook pasta. Because, yeah, I'm serious.
That's ridiculous. That's who could do that? Surely they would see who done it. I mean, it must have been a few bags to do that.
I don't know. They're not 100% sure on who did it, but that's the theory that that's going around is that they were getting rid of a COVID stash that was about to expire.
Did you think you could have gave it to charity, to the homeless or something like that?
You would think. But it is Jersey.
Yeah. Talking about pasta and things swelling up, right?
Ooh, hey, whoa!
just you'll find this.
Whoa!
You'll
With
find
everything that we've talked about in this episode, that is a
honestly,
very bad segue.
honestly, you'll find this very interesting. Drew in the chat and my brother in the chat, he'll find this very interesting about things swelling up. But anyway, did you know, right, in the 1600s, 1700s, 1800s, when they went to get rice, right, rice sunk quite a lot of ships. And how did it do it?
Rainstorms and the moisture from the ocean.
Yep. And the bags of rice swelled up quite large and broke through the wood, causing the ship to flood. And even more water got in, causing a chain reaction, right? Causing the ship to sink. My God, you're looking pixelated, Dakota. You are looking pixelated. Are you uploading a picture of me?
No, I'm not uploading a picture of you.
He's up to. He's up.
It's already uploaded.
Oh, sure, my God! Don't say that, dude. Say that, dude. Yeah, say that, dude.
Yeah, that's one ugly lunch lady right there.
I'm gonna get you back for that.
You can try. I actually look good with that.
Oh my God! You better watch my pal Muzzy. Doesn't he see that? We're chasing me about GTA, trying to burn me at the stake. You know?
Oh, didn't you say his favorite stripper in GTA was the tranny?
Aye, he's right into that kind of stuff. You know? I'm sorry, Muzzy. Drew's right into that. See Drew in the chat there. He's right. You can't stop him.
Oh,
He's just, you know, Facebook user. Who are you, Facebook user? Because we don't know your name, so we can't say how you are you because you say Facebook user.
oh God. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, it's Raymond.
How'd you get Raymond?
Mr. Newsroom. He just liked the video.
Hello, Raymond.
Mr. Newsroom, as you would call him.
I see the there's a few people doing ghost hunts tonight in the para side.
Well, yeah, it's weather's getting nicer, so about time people got out. And
I'm
going
to
you know.
I'm going to Bain's Cave in a couple of weeks' time to look at the cannibal cave. 1,000 people that managed to gobble.
Is that where the Sunny Bean clan was?
Sunny Bean clan. Aye. Do you know what?
I know this one.
Oh
no, that was God.
Flung you off the cliff. John Morris. Hello, Dakota, Christopher, and everyone else.
Oh, hello, Mr. Morris.
You know?
Yeah.
Would you think I should keep that voice for now? Welcome to Bald and Bonkers.
Only if you expect me to keep this voice.
Oh no, you sound weird. You sound like you're from like New York or something like that. Oh, where's that other place? Is it Boston? With the Boston accent. I could never get that. You ever notice people from Boston and Massachusetts? They all have weird accents. You never noticed that? Nah.
I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was trying to hook up with this one girl. Yeah, someone also thought you were Welsh.
That's really Welsh. That's Scottish. What's this you're saying about a woman? What's this about a woman?
No, Facebook user is Dorothy.
Hello, Dorothy. Welcome to Bald and Bonkers. Tonight.
There's no place like Bald and Bonkers. There's no place like Bald and Bonkers. There's no place like Bald and Bonkers.
See if we were in the Wizard of Oz right now, what character would you be? What character would you be? What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? What character should Dakota be in the Wizard of Oz?
I think you would be the
you
Cowardly
can't play
Lion.
a munchkin because you're too big. You can't play
Yeah,
a
the
munchkin
munch.
with your twin.
Yeah, I technically
A
can play two
lollipop game.
munchkins.
A lollipop game. A lollipop game. You can't really do that. You're too wee. You're too
But
big. I
no,
mean,
if anybody who's seen my shoes, I could probably pull off two different munchkins.
then
here.
what do you think? What do you think he could be? That Tin Man? No, I don't think he would make it as the Tin Man. He's nah. What about the lion?
Nah, that would be you. I mean,
What
look
do
at
you
this.
mean?
Look at compared to my
Jesus
mic. Look
Christ,
at
that's
it.
a big shoe. Look at that big shoe, guys.
You know what they say
A
about men with
lollipop
big shoes?
man. A lollipop man. A lollipop man. What? Interesting fact about the Wizard of Oz black and white one. Did you know if you watch the original film, and this is for the adults only, for any children in the room, tell them to go away or put earphones in, warning. But the original one, where they're doing the lollipop dance with the wee
Yeah.
dwarfs or munchkins or whatever they
Yeah,
are doing the dance,
one
in the
of the munchkins hung
background,
themselves.
you could actually see the munchkin swinging, hung himself.
Yeah,
What a way to go.
I've seen that one. I've seen that one.
See the computer ones where they've kind of like updated the graphics. They've actually cut, if you look, they've cut it out. They've done something. They've taken it away.
Yeah.
But if you watch the originals on YouTube, you can actually see the munchkin swinging. There you go.
It was
People
kind of
say,
hard to
"Why
hide
you
that type
talking
of
about
shit.
munchkins?" I always wondered
It was
where
kind
they
of
got all
hard
the
to hide that
munchkins
back in the
from.
day.
I watched that. What
I
would you call
actually
it?
heard that they weren't treated very nicely.
Well, I actually found out an interesting fact here. A lot of the munchkins were children.
You just now realize that?
No, I googled it one night. I've kept it for a while, but I was sitting one night. I was watching it, and I was like, "Jesus, that looks like a kid." And then I googled it, and I thought, "Oh, that's right enough." There was a couple of munchkins, but the rest were kids. You know, the lollipop man, the lollipop man. Like, you know.
Well, yeah, despite what people think, little people don't just gather in one little spot.
I know who you would be in the Wizard of Oz. You would be the wizard that lives in the Emerald City. You ken who I'm talking about? The guy with the big curtain. He comes out with the big voice. I am the wizard. You ken that? You ever watched? That film? No.
No, I have.
That's your.
Who hasn't seen Wizard of Oz? Who hasn't
Have you
seen
seen
it?
all of them? Have you seen that? Have you ever seen the Wizard of Oz with the Tin Man that they have to wind up with the key?
No.
Ladies and gentlemen in the chat, has anybody seen the what is it called again? The Wizard of Oz, and it's I think it was made in 1989, 1990, and it was before he was born. He was in the clouds playing his harp. But anyway, and it's a big tin soldiers kind of thing. You never They're bringing you back. See the childhood.
You gotta realize, Wizard of Oz is so old. There's so many different versions that can be made because it's officially in the public domain.
The lollipop man. I'm going to be singing that all night now. The lollipop man. You know, my brother Drew, when I go to Xbox on Monday night, he's going to be singing the lollipop man to me. You know.
Oh God.
Makes you wonder who's all watching us tonight. Let's see where everybody's fair. We've got Bald Bonkers Archive 1.
5 coming through YouTube, 1 on Facebook, and 1 through Twitch. Ugh.
I'll say I had quite a few on my show last night when Drew was on. Drew, I get a lot of messages from my brother. Did you know that? Sent to me. Asking who that strange man was. And I says, yes, he's just a stranger I met in the street. That's a joke.
Yeah, that's how I feel about most of my siblings.
Do you know, I don't know what it is tonight, but I think this is one of the maddest shows I think we've ever done.
You know, the only time we've ever really had a show that got worse than this. And you know who I'm going to bring up.
Who?
Mike.
Was that the one where he was going on about paranormal titties?
That one was crazy.
He was going on about people on what we're talking about. Mike the Naked Bigfoot was going on about folk in the paranormal, women especially, thinking that if they wear skimpy clothes, they can basically get into the kind of TV circuit just by wearing like skimpy clothes. Going, oh, a
You clearly don't know
just
how
touched
Hollywood
me."
works. Yeah.
We ken Hollywood's full of like Illuminati, God knows what folk. That if you say anything against them, you disappear one night.
Yeah, you also got to consider a lot of those OnlyFans girls make a lot of money off of husbands who legitimately hate their wives.
You don't have that problem. Yours is in space. Suppose
No, just
added bonus thing, you know.
I don't know. Just not a lot of people realize a lot of those girls go through certain suicidal training
Oh yeah.
because of how depressing some of their clients get.
I'm going to say this to now. What the hell has happened to the United States? I watched a thing last night, and it was on YouTube, and it was about San Francisco, but it was also about Los Angeles, and it was parts of Los Angeles have used the drugs use, and it was actually these apartments were worth like 10-15 million dollars at one time. I can't remember, it's something row or something it's called, and the drug problem in Los Angeles is absolutely terrible, and the homelessness. I've never seen anything like that. There was people staggering about the roads like zombies. It was like the Night of the Living Dead, and that was, well, what was it? It's a certain drug. I can't remember what it's called.
Fentanyl.
That's it. Because there was a police officer taking this guy around about. They were talking about it, and I've never seen anything like that. He says, "See, at night, you do not go in the streets at night."
Yeah, why do you think the CIA actually had clinics for MK Ultra projects based in San Francisco and Los Angeles? Easy fucking pickings.
I've never seen anything like. I honestly, I've seen people taking stuff, and guys, if you're doing that, you shouldn't. It's bad for you, and please try and seek help for that.
I mean,
But
Chris, the cartel's been running near me too, and CIA does have investment within them. If you dig back
the
far
CIA, if we really want to get
Chris,
into this, the CIA dealt in
Chris,
stuff.
there was a $30 million drug bust, mostly fentanyl, within 30 minutes from me.
Something needs to be done. Honestly, the world's messed up, man.
How can it be done when it's the very authorities that are supposed to monitor and stop that shit, the ones that profit from it?
I know. I honestly, in my life, I don't know if anybody in the chat had seen it, but there was actually, have you seen the videos for Detroit?
Oh god, Detroit's been going haywire for years
And
now.
I was like, there's this guy does like driving videos, drives about Detroit really, really slow, and some of the videos out his window.
Mm-hmm.
It was like Night of the Living Dead, except the Living Dead had more movement with them. There was folk rolling about the road. There was folk lying in the middle of the road. There was folk lying on top of motors. I've never seen anything like it in my entire life. And I was like, oh my God, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly, I do think this world that we're in is headed for disaster. Society is going to crash eventually.
It's going to have to in order to reset.
Yeah.
Because these problems have gone on for so far. And when it comes to situations like homelessness, part of the issue is the public that isn't necessarily affected by it views those types of individuals as less than human.
Yeah.
It should say something when a recovered drug addict has a harder time rebuilding his life than a child molester.
Yeah. I see. Is it the United States that's brought in the death sentence for that? Which state is it? Was it Florida where they've brought in the death sentence for child molest? I heard
There's a.
that. Aye,
I think it
took
might have been
time.
Florida.
Aye.
And Florida's also trying to make big moves against Disney.
Aye. I'll tell you, somebody showed me. I'm not telling you where to look. Just go on to YouTube and watch, look up, type in certain words. I'm not going to tell you. You care what I'm talking about, guys. And then go and watch like some Disney cartoons, and you'll be like, you watch this first, then go and watch the Disney cartoons, and you'll be shocked what you see.
You want to know
I
something
can't watch the
else?
cartoons anymore because of it.
Oh no, I can ruin Disney parks for you.
Oh, there you go. Fire away.
Did you know the training for actors that gets signed on to Disney parks?
Mm-hmm.
One of the first things they are told to do to kind of test how well they perform with an audience is to walk up to random kids. No parents. No costume on whatsoever. And try to get the kids to engage. When you take into consideration Disney cruises have been traced making stops at Epstein's Island.
Yep.
And several government officials are coming out saying they knew damn well that something was off with Epstein, but everyone was afraid to go after him.
Yeah. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting what's happening. And I do think they should bring in the death sentence for it.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll let it go away. They'll let it go in, and they'll let it go in, and they'll let it go in.
Because then we would have to potentially assassinate the president of the United States.
You better wish yours.
No, think about it. We have
Perfect,
enough. They'll try to pin it on some MAGA crazies. Yeah, I know. Believe me, the Times Square thing, I had to be very careful about what clip I sent in because we were getting flagged for conspiracy.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
It
took me like 3 times.
You know, this is what censoring does, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, Donald Trump was in Scotland this week. Did you hear about that?
Aye.
And it was on all the mainstream news. It was like, oh yes, there was people there booing him. It was disgraceful. He came over and he was booing. And then if you watch it, there was on TikTok and YouTube, there was over 2,000 folk waving at him, waving the Scottish flags, saying welcome and all that. And it just shows you the mainstream media how they play stuff, how they play people. Get what I mean?
You
it's
know,
the same with what's happening in Europe.
There's a bit that with Joe Rogan. Mm-hmm. Have you ever with several newscasts around here in the U.S., all of a sudden, word for word, they're making the same exact proclamation against fake news. Word for word. The only variation is to address their local area. That's it. Word for word. That is priming.
That was actually interesting.
That is psychological priming.
Why? It was actually quite interesting during the chat. It was actually talking last week to me. I was on the Xbox and we were having one of our philosophical discussions. And I looked it up after it and he was right enough. There's actually, on YouTube, if you go and look it up, there's actually mainstream news agencies, right, for all around the world, right? So imagine CNN, imagine NBC, all of them, right? BBC and stuff like that, right? And this guy does the YouTube, or woman that does the YouTube, sorry, it's a woman, she's taking a clip each one, right? They were getting played at the exact same time, right? They were saying the exact same thing.
Exactly.
Exact same thing. So the BBC News was going on about the P word president dude in Russia, right? At the exact same time, it was a different person. It was a man in America, and it was a woman in Canada, and they were talking about the exact same thing. And it was different radio. It was different TV shows, news channels, but they were saying the exact same words. It's as if it had been scripted. And I think I just don't know. I just think I can people going about the end times and stuff like that. But I'll tell you something. There's something going on. Something's changed. Somebody's up to something.
You know, there's this quote. I can't remember exactly who said it, and if anybody knows it in the chat, let me know. It is said that the internet is the greatest experiment with anarchy mankind has ever made.
Yes.
There's absolutely no lawlessness. Look how much it's integrated into just about everything we do nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
You can't even go to most stores nowadays and shop if their Wi-Fi gets shut down.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All in the same, it can be used to track you, but at the same time, as more people started to wise up, more beneficial, truthful information is also spread.
Mm-hmm.
So no side knows exactly what to do because there's too many moving parts.
Yeah. It's I just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. This world, you can't believe anything anymore. I look at the stations as I call as the propaganda network. You go into TikTok and it's the same on there. You can only believe, you even believe anything because you don't know what's right and what's hang with anymore because of all the sheer lies. Kim, I find ridiculously funny, right? And I don't know if you've noticed that. You ever seen these preppers? You came up
Yeah, I'm from Idaho, dude.
Right.
We're
Nothing against
preppers is
these out
high
there.
fashion here.
There's people out there that are true preppers, right? And they actually do a really good job getting ready for the end of the world and stuff like that. But so there's some people on that YouTube that are like, oh, it's the end of the world. The apocalypse is coming. Red alert. There's got to be a nuclear war. Right. And then halfway through their video, they says, remember and buy my book to prepare. But if there's got to be a nuclear war and the end is coming, and for everybody to get ready, put getting your book away free for. And it's a lot of it is just, I just don't know.
I know, this is where several people try to say, oh, you look into yourself and look into your intuition, trust your gut. Yes, trust your gut. Those feelings are there for a purpose. However, the point behind this insanity is to instill mental illness, instill self-doubt, become so prideful. I mean, hell, there's movements going against a lot of like the LGBT communities and Black Lives Matter. They're trying to say that are committing acts of genuine terrorism in the name of reform, completely bastardizing any hope of they have of being taken seriously.
Do you know they've changed the law in protesting in this country? You can now be arrested for protesting.
Mm-hmm.
Under the bridge. Did you see what happened today in London? People were going to start protesting at the thing. And they get out their cars, and as soon as those opened their car doors, all of them were rounded up and arrested. Mm-hmm. So they couldn't protest. They've done nothing wrong.
Look at the situation in Paris.
Yeah, exactly.
See, over there, I noticed it almost right away when over there. They take clues from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to Paris a week after the subway bombing in Brussels. Mm-hmm. And you could just feel the tension in the air.
Yeah.
Because everybody was worried that they were going to be next. And those laws are usually given the free pass because of incidents like that.
I mean, we were talking about prophecies last week, and then you jump onto George Orwell, 1984. A lot of his stuff is fairly coming true. Mm-hmm. I mean, you see the laws that were passed during the bug outbreak. See, honestly, see the laws that have been passed. It's basically like 15-minute cities and stuff like that. And people are like, oh, it'll not be that bad. It'll not be that bad. When you're not allowed to use your motor, you have to stay in the city, you have to do your own thing. You can't travel. A lot of folk think, oh, that's a conspiracy theories. Look at all the conspiracy theorists out there that said they were spraying the skies with chemicals and aluminum and all the other kind of stuff. Oh, you're mad. Wear your tinfoil hat. They've come out and said it. They're doing it. They're doing it now. That's it. That's it. They're doing it. I think as we are headed for like a George Orwellian state order in the world. I mean, I found this interesting. I don't know how they're going to do it, but did you see that in the World Economic Forum about how they said they'd reduce the world's population?
I was telling you about that, remember?
That's right. How
Yeah,
they
the
going to do
World
that?
Economic Forum's trying to tell everybody to kill your house pets.
Yeah. Aye, but
Let your
they want.
let your dogs, let your cats, let them starve to death.
Well, what's the population of the United States?
Oh God,
210 million.
somewhere around there.
Right. They want the population of the United States down to 15 million. They want the population of the United Kingdom. I think there's 70 million. I don't know. Write in the chat if you can. The UK. They want 4 million left in the UK. That's all they want. Right? And they want this before 2025. How they got to do it? See what I'm saying?
2025 is supposed to be the tipping point.
But it's going back to that Elon Musk again, really, really quickly. He's actually, if you look it up on YouTube, he's actually does an interview. He's quite a really interesting brain that he's got, and he says 9 billion on this planet would be fine. 20 billion on this planet would be fine. 50 billion on this planet would be fine. You know, you just need to put the infrastructure in, right? I honestly think they're up to something. The world governments are up to something. I mean, everybody getting you know what in your arm. I think it's got something to do with. Have you seen the talking about this, guys? Have you seen everybody that's had you know what the magnets that stick to them?
Most of those were faked.
Some of them are fake. Some of them are fake, but some of them are quite interesting. I mean, I watched one, and it was an Undertaker. It was I didn't kind of did this in the UK. I thought it was only an American thing. Embalming. And did you see what some of the embalmers have been taking out of people that have had the clots?
Why do you think so many people have been dropping due to heart attacks and strokes?
Yeah. I know 15 people this year that have died of blood clots.
I've come close to losing my grandmother because she had a heart attack right in the Widowmaker. And when she was at the hospital, she had at least 15 other people there who got the jab right about literally the same day that she did. All in the hospital at the same time.
I know someone, and I'm not talking the person's name, they got it, and the next day they were dead. That was their fourth one. There's top doctors and everything that's coming out saying don't get it. But it's too late. It's too late. All you need is one. Right? And it takes 2 years. It takes 2 years for getting it to start affecting you. I've not had it. I've had the bug. It was terrible. But I'll tell you something now, I still wouldn't get it. And that's saying something. I think by the year 2025, a lot of folk have got to be gone. A lot. Maybe I don't know, nuclear war. I don't think there'll be a nuclear war. I think it'll be a conventional war, to be purely honest with you, the way things are going. So there you go.
It is well aware that a population drop is to be expected within the next couple of years. However, there are efforts to try to roll out sophisticated medical technology that will help as many people as they can.
Yeah,
on the condition. Yeah, and the condition is that these are to be utilized for everyone for minimal cost.
Yeah.
as
can't
hospitals
wait.
were supposed to be until there was, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there was a point in our history where the hospitals, you could pay out of pocket just fine. There would be a small profit in order for them to keep the business running. But health insurance companies are the reason why it is so expensive, especially here in
Yeah.
the States. That's why they say if you're ever in the hospital, ask for an itemized bill, because there is legislation where they have to give it to you, and you'll notice that your bill will drop significantly.
I will say this, and I know we're getting close to the end of the show. I mean, the world needs to change. The greed, the corruption, the money, it needs to stop. Because let's look at some of these pharmaceutical companies that make these drugs to like help kids with certain cancers, right? And there's one of them out there. I think it's one pill. One pill they charge $500 for each, right? And it costs them a cent to make. Right, 1 cent. It's shocking. It's sad. Our world's totally messed up, and I think it all needs to collapse to be rebuilt again. The banking system too. Look at the banks that are going under in the United States. There was one yesterday that went down, the one day, the day before that. Did you know that the US government's running out of money?
Oh, yeah,
That's what
that's
they're
been
saying.
going on for several years now.
You know what I mean? But
It's expected
anyway,
by July this year shit to really start hitting the fan
yeah,
when it comes to our banking.
yeah. So, what's the subject for tomorrow night? Are we going to keep this, do it again, keep talking what we're doing like a part two?
Yeah. But I do want to post one little thing. We got to touching a little bit about AI and how it's being implemented in so much stuff, and you also just brought up like cancer treatments. AI program has been shown to develop a potential cancer cure for over 300 different types of cancer in a matter of 30 days.
That's amazing.
And this technology has actually been shown to be able to tinker with the treatments to better match the person's DNA to avoid any adverse effects.
See, we'll need to maybe talk about this the more, but I don't know if any of you have heard about the fact that people are no human anymore. Their DNA is getting changed because of the thing that you get in your arm. And not just that, there's been a lot of children born that look really weird. Did you see the children that's been born with a kind of like weird blackish eyes? It's as if they're like genetic manipulations or little friends that visit us now and again.
No.
We've not seen them for a while. Yeah.
We haven't seen them for a while, but their hybrids are still among us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you also have to consider, and this has been something that's been touted for several years. If you were to look at the projected human evolution on this planet in the next few hundred years, humans would start to look a lot like several grays.
I know.
Makes you wonder with everything that's going on in the world right now.
Yeah. We'll leave you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll see you tomorrow night. I love how there's
just that. Did anybody else just feel that kind of pressure just drop? Like,
yep. I think we're going to get into territory tomorrow night. We'll probably get us communication problems. I've got a feeling.
I was just giving it as a hypothetical for some of the earlier conversations, but I'll let you know if we have any mysterious black SUVs parked outside my house.
Yes, and if it's not there tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be needing a new co-host because he's been took away with the CIA. to do terrible experimentation on.
Yeah, they can try, but the second something happens, they know I hit a nerve.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow night. I hope you have a fantastic Saturday night, and stay spooky, and catch you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning into the Bald and Bonkers Show. If you enjoyed the show and want to show your support, head over to our website at baldandbonkers.net. There, you'll find our merch, services, and more. Thanks for being part of the Bald and Bonkers family, and we'll see you on the next episode. And remember, always keep an open mind and an open heart. You never know what may happen to